Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another sports stuff video. Today, we're going to be talking about the NFL draft and doing a mock draft basically at the end of the NFL regular season. This is technically still week 17, but I think that these standings are going to hold up for the most part. So if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be doing multiple mock drafts throughout the offseason. In fact, I'll probably do one next week after the official rankings come out of 1 through 24. So let's get into it. So Justin Fields just led a really impressive win over Atlanta. Atlanta is actually one of the better defenses in the league. It's not one of the best, but it's definitely not as bad as it could have been. Their secondary is pretty solid, but they did lead a really good game. Dropped 37 points, I think it was, on the Falcons. So we are gonna, in my opinion, stick with Justin Fields, especially because Matt Eberflus is staying one more year. I think that means that if you're gonna keep the head coach, might as well keep the quarterback that the head coach knows. So I am going to go away from quarterback here, but I think the New England Patriots would trade up because the Giants would maybe trade up for a quarterback. The Titans might trade up for a quarterback, but I think they're going to stick with Will Levis. The Falcons could trade up. The Raiders, the Vikings, the Saints. A lot of teams could trade up, but I think the Patriots are the most likely. It's going to cost them probably 3 first-round picks and probably 2 third-round picks to trade up from 3 to 1 to make sure this actually goes through. And now the Patriots can make their decision at quarterback. And the Bears get 3 more first-round picks to add to their treasure trove of picks that they have originally from last year's trade. I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. I think that the Patriots, their offensive line has a lot of holes, and with offensive coordinator, if they do so with Bill O'Brien, I think Caleb Williams can play above the level of the talent around him. Drake May is good, yes, but I'm gonna have to say that if I'm an offensive coordinator, Caleb Williams can handle more of that. Oh crap, plays breaking down, get out of the pocket, make a play happen. Drake May is better in structure, but I'm gonna have to say that Caleb Williams is better in what's the word? In improvising a play, he's better. And I think that is more valuable to a team that is struggling on offense. I think Caleb Williams fits more with the New England Patriots. Then Washington. Is Sam Howell from I don't think Sam Howell is from UNC. He is. Oh, man. I forgot he was from UNC. So they did bench Sam Howell. I think he's shown enough talent to play at the quarterback position for the Washington Commanders. It's very tempting to go Drake May. Yes, it is. But I think I'm going to stick with Sam Howell for one more year. I mean, yes, he did get benched, but, I mean, this team is struggling. Like, it's a struggling team. Oh, man, 19 interceptions to 20. I'm gonna go with Drake May. I mean, Olu Fashanu would be nice, yes. But, I mean, unless a team wants to trade up, but it's no, no. Like, if the Washington Commanders don't go quarterback, the Bears aren't going quarterback, the Cardinals aren't going quarterback, it's just trying to beat the Giants. I am going to go Drake May at number 2. UNC quarterback replaces UNC quarterback. Sam Howell has a lot of talent, right? Like, he has a talent to be probably a starter in this league. But, I mean, 20 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, that's not good at all. I would probably trade him somewhere, if not have him as a capable backup. But I think Sam Howell definitely has a place in this league. Maybe he gets traded to the Atlanta Falcons or something. But I would definitely move off of him. Yes, maybe he could have traded back. I don't know, man. If there was another team at like 3 or 4 that was going to go quarterback, I think the Commanders would trade out. But going Drake May, I'm going to stick with it. Drake May has a big arm, has the NFL arm size and speed. I'd be intrigued to see what Eric Bieniemy can do with him, especially in this offense. As you guys know, I love going Brock Bowers for the Washington Commanders for that reason that, Eric Bieniemy loves really good tight ends. He's been throwing the ball to Logan Thomas a lot this year, but I'm going to go with Drake May. Then the Chicago Bears, they do grab Marvin Harrison Jr., add more weapons to that offense. No duh. That might be the most clear-cut pick in this NFL draft. Then for the Cardinals, I am going to go Olu Fashanu. I think that the wide receiver weapons are good enough for another year. Maybe you want to add someone else. At tight end, I like Trey McBride to a point. Obviously, Brock Bowers and Malik Neighbors are right there. I think both of them would be really good fits for this team. But I'm going to stick with my Olu Fashanu pick. Yeah, Paris Johnson. Draft, cap off the tackles with Olu Fashanu. I mean, like, having a really good tackle pairing, and in my opinion, having one of the best tackle pairings in NFL history of rookies and second-year players, it'd be elite. It'd be elite for Kyler Murray. He's already torn his ACL once. He gets a lot of sacks, even though he evades a lot of sacks too. He takes a lot of sacks. I'm gonna take Olu Fashanu and guarantee that my franchise quarterback is upright, because they are saying that Kyler Murray is the quarterback of the future. So that then leaves the New York Giants. Jaden Daniels is intriguing. I think it's just too high for him. A top 5 pick to Jaden Daniels. Man, I don't see it. I don't see it. I could be wrong. I'll happily be wrong if he does get drafted in the top 5. I think Jaden Daniels as a top 5 prospect is a little too much. I mean, is there even a quarterback? I mean, these guys are fringe first rounders in my opinion. Shedeur Sanders is a guaranteed day 2 pick, probably top of the second round. Jaden Daniels is a first round pick. I mean, he had a Heisman campaign, 6'4", 210, had an amazing year. It's just, man, I don't know if I can take him at number 5. Maybe I just do it. I'm just gonna do it. If the Giants weren't at 5, I'd feel comfortable going there. Like, if they were at 8 or 7, I would go Jaden Daniels, no issue. It's just like, I do think you are reaching a couple of spots for him, but to grab your potential franchise quarterback, I guess isn't that big of a reach. Is it something like, you know what, we overdrafted him by a couple of spots. It's all right. We're going to go with him. Wide receiver core. This is a deep wide receiver class. There's a lot of really good wide receivers. So I'm not going to be shocked if they go a wide receiver in round 2, who then becomes a really solid player for them. Let's see. The Chargers. This is tough. I think I'm going to go Brock Bowers. I mean, Gerald Everett and Donald Parham have not been horrible for them. No, I'm going to go Joe Alt. Never mind. I'm going to go Joe Alt. Yes, Joe Alt usually is going to be a left tackle. I think you could move Joe Alt out to right tackle. I mean, there's a lot of really solid right tackles, though. But are any of them going to be available in the second round? J.C. Latham won't. Fuaga won't. Amarius Mims won't. I'm just going to go Joe Alt. Say, Joe, we're going to move you to right tackle. Protect our franchise piece in Justin Herbert. You can't have Trey Pipkins start another game for the Los Angeles Chargers. Like, the Chargers cannot throw out Trey Pipkins next year and tell Justin Herbert to make it work. You can't do it. If that is what you're going to do, that's a recipe for failure. The Titans are mad. They would have gone Joe Alt in a heartbeat. Let's see. I wouldn't mind adding a Malik Neighbors to this offense. I wouldn't mind it. Maybe a Roma Dunze. I think I'm going to go Malik Neighbors. I mean, you have Treylon Burks. Why did I say You have Treylon Burks. DeAndre Hopkins technically still on the roster next year. I think grabbing a Malik Neighbors. Yeah, let's go Malik. I'm going to go Malik. I mean, they just have so many issues, right? You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, I would tear down the roster completely, trade players for whatever you can get. But I am going to go Malik Neighbors, add another weapon to this offense. Hopefully that can help Will Levis develop a little bit more. That's why I feel comfortable with that pick, actually. Then the New York Jets. So there's 2 ways that this could go. Tackle and you reach for J.C. Latham. Or you go Brock Bowers and tell Aaron Rodgers, hey, Mekhi Becton and a free agent is going to be a tackle pairing. I think you could do that. I'm going to go Brock Bowers. He's a day 1 impact. You need more weapons for this offense. Tyler Conklin is not the best tight end in the world. At wide receiver, you have Garrett Wilson and no one else, basically. I feel comfortable going Brock Bowers right there. Then at number 9, this is tough, man. I don't think you reach for a quarterback. Here, man. I mean, Carson Beck is a clear day 2 pick, but you cannot go out there trotting Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke. You can't do it. Maybe you trade for a quarterback. You could trade for a quarterback. What quarterback is worth a first-round pick that's on the trade block, though? Let's see. 49ers, no. Ravens, no. Panthers, no. Commanders, Sam Howell, no. I don't think you could. Again, I don't think you can go out and trot out him. You know what I mean? could you take on Daniel Jones' contract? Potentially, but he's coming off a torn ACL. Ryan Tannehill, but is he a free agent? It'd be interesting if Ryan Tannehill in this offense. A Kenny Pickett, maybe? Oh, Russ. Yeah, Russ. Russell Wilson. I mean, are they gonna trade him or are they gonna cut him? So it didn't say if they're gonna trade or cut him. I think they're gonna cut him. And maybe that's because of like how the thing comes out. Man, I don't know who they can trade with. What quarterback is available? I mean, Geno makes a lot of sense. I think there's a possibility that the Seahawks trade Geno. I'm gonna do that. I think Geno Smith being traded, it sucks, yes, but I think there is a possibility that happens. Geno Smith leading the Falcons. What about Geno for a second? Could that work? Geno for a second to the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm looking at his contract. What would it cost the Seahawks to part ways with Geno Smith after the 2023 season? He has a team-friendly deal, gives the Seahawks an out after the season. So after the season, they do have an out. Oh, this could happen. Geno for a second could actually happen. Because they're saying that they could cut or trade Geno Smith and only spend $27.5 million of his entire contract. Wow. Okay, so I am going to do that. The Seahawks did just lose a game to the Steelers. So I don't know if they're out of contention. Seahawks playoffs. Are they out of contention? I don't know. Playoff chances. So they need to win, obviously. No duh, they need to win. They're currently in the wild card they're the 7th seed. So if they beat the Cardinals next week, the Bears need to beat the Packers. Oh, so no matter what. Okay. So no matter what, the winner of the Packers-Vikings game has to lose no matter what. Packers won, so the Bears need to beat the Packers next week for the Seahawks to get into the playoffs, just like last year. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I mean, let's be honest. I like the Bears. I think they're playing pretty well. It'd be fun for them to make the playoffs and have the number 1 pick. But I'm gonna go that the Seahawks do win, and they probably don't make the playoffs because the Packers beat the Bears. I think there's an option where they do trade Geno Smith to the Falcons. I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of weapons to help Geno look really good. I like Geno Smith. I don't think he's the worst quarterback in the world. But, I mean, if you're the Seahawks and you can get even better than you were this year, you do it, right? Geno had a pretty down year. Stats, he had 3,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. What was his? I mean, is his completion percentage pretty solid? I don't know. But, I mean, he has less than half the touchdowns he had last year, 800 yards less than he had last year, and almost the exact same amount of interceptions. I am going to go Geno Smith gets traded to the Atlanta Falcons. So that means that quarterback is now solved for the Falcons. I think they could go wide receiver. I think Rome Odunze makes a lot of sense here. I think it makes a lot of sense. You have Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. Add Rome Odunze to the mix, a pretty good deep catch ball guy. Yeah, I'm going to go Rome Odunze. I like that. That offense would look really good immediately. And Arthur Smith is on the hot seat. Even if he does return next year, he's on the hot seat to get fired midseason if they don't have a good year. Go get Geno Smith. Draft Rome Odunze. All you have to do is give up a 2nd-round pick. Maybe it's even a 3rd-round pick you have to give up for Geno Smith. You are paying him a good amount of money. But, I mean, then Desmond Ritter's a backup. And Desmond can learn from Geno. Like, hey, even if you don't play well, you could still be in the league 10 years from now. Because Geno, his rookie year, 12 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. His second year, 13 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. And then he was benched for the next 2 years. Like, he was a backup after his 2 first years in the league. I think Desmond Ridder, that could be the exact same path he goes down. And, like, who better to teach him, hey, it's okay, you'll get your chance and maybe you could blossom, than Geno Smith, the guy who literally did it 10 years ago. The Bears are back up with the number 10 spot. So they got Marvin Harrison Jr. I think you got to go the best edge in the class. I think Dallas Turner is really good. I also think Chop Robinson is really good and Jared Verse. I like all of them. You can't go wrong with a single one of them. I am going to go Dallas Turner, though. I mean, 6'4", 240, the speed he has, solid pass rusher. I mean, a really good pass rusher, solid run defender. I am going to go with him. He had 10 sacks this past season with 32 hurries and 10 hits. I'm going to go Dallas Turner to the Chicago Bears. So Chicago Bears walk out of the first round with 3 first-round picks and 2/3, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Dallas Turner. That would be an A-plus draft for the Bears. Getting still in the pair with Montez Sweat, grabbing another wide receiver for this offense, and all those draft capitals that you get, and you have Justin Fields, give him his 5th-year option, and just have him for the next 2 years. If he continues to blossom, sign him long-term. The fans are literally chanting, we want Fields. So do what the fans want. Keep Fields on the roster. The Las Vegas Raiders, they're interesting. I think quarterback could make a lot of sense. Aiden O'Connell, though, is playing pretty solid. I wouldn't say he's amazing, but he's playing pretty solid ball. 1,900 yards, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I think if you give him a full year at the start and an entire offseason with him as the quarterback one, it could be somewhat interesting. So I'm willing to not go quarterback, but go offensive line to help him out. You have Colton Miller. I think interior offensive line makes a lot of sense. I think grabbing a right tackle makes a lot of sense. Let me look at their depth chart. I want to make sure. I know that obviously they have Colton Miller, but maybe they drafted someone last year that I can't remember at right tackle. Oh, Jermaine Illuminor. Yeah, we're moving on from Jermaine Illuminor. I'm going to go J.C. Latham from Alabama. J.C., obviously a right tackle. Good size, 6'6", 335. He has a good frame, and not only does he use his momentum positively, but his anchor with his feet is real solid. I'm going to go J.C. Latham from Alabama. We know how the Raiders love Alabama players. Even if it is a new GM, they still love their Alabama players. The Green Bay Packers, there's so many areas that they can improve on. You're good at quarterback. You're good at wide receiver. Tight end, you just drafted Luke Musgrave. I mean, tackle makes a lot of sense. Replacing David Bakhtiari has to be your very first goal for this offseason. But maybe you do that with a veteran, right? Like maybe that is the goal is, hey, let's do it with a veteran instead of just having Rasheed Walker, who's he's okay. He's not the best player, but he's okay. Obviously, wide receiver, you're good. I think running back, you're fine for another year. Quarterback, you're fine. Tight end, you're fine. Do you improve your defense? Maybe you could, improve your defense. You just got Lucas Van Ness, though. You just got Quay Walker 2 years ago. Maybe you do go safety or corner. I mean, Nate Wiggins is right there. Cooper DeJean. I might go corner here. Kool-Aid McKinstry might be my pick right here. I think it is going to be my pick. I think that's going to be my pick. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. I mean, you now have... why can't I think of words right now? You have Jair Alexander, right? You also have Carrington Valentine's been pretty solid. Corey Ballantyne as well has been okay. Keyshawn Nixon is pretty okay. But grabbing Kool-Aid McKinstry with Jair Alexander would be an awesome pairing at corner. Then the Vikings, it's got to be quarterback, right? Are they the team that would reach for a quarterback? Potentially. I don't know, though. They just had Kirk Cousins doing the skull chant in their last home game of the season. Is that a sign that they're going to re-sign him? Or is that a, hey, one last time, you lead the skull chant before you leave us? I'm going to say they're going to re-sign him, because what if Justin Jefferson goes, I'm only going to play here if he's my quarterback? What if he says that? What are you going to do? You're going to keep him then. I'm going to go Jared Verse. As much as I love Chop Robinson, I think Jared Verse would be a really good pairing for here. Danielle Hunter is being, he's having a career resurgence year. The last year or two, he's been really dead, basically. Barely any production. Everyone thought he was going to get traded. Brian Flores has revamped his career. Jared Verse, I think, would be a really good pick from FSU. Plus, I mean, he was supposed to come out last year and be a top 10 pick. You get him at 13. That is a really good, really good value pick. The Saints, I don't think they go quarterback. I just don't think they do. They signed Derek Carr, and they have Jameis Winston as a backup still. And I believe they also have a quarterback from last year's draft as their third string. Tackle maybe tackle, but this is the issue, man. There's so many areas that they can go because they have so many holes, right? But I don't think any of their holes are necessarily great right here, you know? I mean, wide receiver, maybe I'm going to go wide receiver. That would actually probably make a lot of sense. Ooh, Tez Walker. Ooh, I'm a big fan of Tez Walker. And you guys know I love me some Troy Franklin. You know it. But I might go Keon Coleman. 6'4", 215, big body receiver. You guys know me. I like my FSU players. Because where is my blind? Am I blind? Where's the other wide receiver? It was Keon Coleman. Oh no, I'm thinking of Donnie Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. Yeah, I'm gonna go Keon Coleman. He's one of the better big body receivers in this draft. Chris Olave as that primary wide receiver 1. Keon Coleman as that wide receiver 2. Rashid Shaheed as that wide receiver 3. That's a pretty solid wide receiver core. You still got Lynn Bowden, A.T. Perry. But this just gives you more options at wide receiver. I like the Keon Coleman pick. Then the Denver Broncos. I don't think wide receiver would necessarily be the biggest need. I mean, quarterback, obviously. Maybe they go Bo Nix. Could they go Bo Nix? Would Sean Payton go with Bo Nix? I think he would. I think Bo Nix right here would actually make a lot of sense. Again, I'm going off what I think NFL head coaches are actually going to do. They're going to want to get a draft pick because what they're doing with Russell Wilson is so messed up. No veteran quarterback is going to want to go there. Not a lot of free agents will want to go to Denver unless they overpay for players. They're already going to be paying Russell Wilson $35 million, if not $87 million to not play for them. I think they can't not go with a quarterback. I'm going to go Bo Nix to the Denver Broncos. Even if it's not even if he isn't their starter for 15 years, I think this is just to save the franchise for next season. The Broncos. The Bengals. I think they've got to go defensive line. I'm going to go Chop Robinson. They have so much money tied up to Joe Burrow, Orlando Brown, their linebacker core, Trey Hendrickson, their D tackles. They're going to have to pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's going to be really interesting to see what the Bengals do. I think getting rid of their defense is going to make a lot of sense. Letting DJ Reader and BJ Hill walk. Letting Trey Hendrickson maybe even walk. I could see a world where multiple defensive line starters don't come back next year and they're cut or they're traded and Chop Robinson comes in, starts day one. I can see that happening, and I think there's a high chance of it happening just so they can get Jamar Chase and T. Higgins extended. Then the Arizona Cardinals at number 17. They already got Olu Fashanu earlier in the draft. I'm thinking wide receiver does make a lot of sense for them, sadly. Michael Wilson has been a surprise development this year. I didn't think he'd be that good with Arizona, but he's really coming to his own. Rondale Moore and Marquise Brown are been okay. I think the Marquise Brown better than Rondale Moore for sure. Could you sell your fan base on another round one receiver, right? Like Marquise Brown, you traded a first round pick, then Rondale was a first round pick, and then Michael Wilson is outplaying both of them. I think you can make the case for going defensive line. I think you can make the case, or maybe even they could trade back, but I think you can make the case of going defensive line, and that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna go. Not defensive interior. Defensive edge. No, I think I am going to go Jerzon Newton. I think I am going to go, yeah. I'm going to go Newton. I mean, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, instead of going edge, why don't we go with the best interior defensive lineman from the Fighting Illini? I mean, it just makes a lot of sense, right? 8 sacks from the interior of the defensive line is really good. 6'2", 295, still a really good run stopper as well. Really good pass rusher too. Jazon Newton makes a lot of sense. Big Newt going to Arizona. The Steelers, man, they need linebacker help. Bad. And there is no one really in the first round. They need linebacker help expeditiously, as lots of people would say. Maybe they do go corner though, right? I mean, you basically stole. I'm blanking on his name. I haven't heard his name called all year, which I guess could be a good thing, but I think it's also a bad thing. I haven't heard his name called all year. I want to say Kevin Porter Jr., but I know that's the guard from the Houston Rockets. And I know it's a junior. I'm pretty sure his name is Kevin. Joey Porter Jr. That's what it is. Kevin Porter Jr., Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter Jr. has been really solid this year. I think I am going to go with Cooper DeJean. I like Cooper DeJean better than Nate Wiggins. And I think a lot of people are going to realize that in this draft process. I like his intangibles. Obviously, he has a white corner, so he finally got a white corner for the all-white versus all-black NFL team. But, yeah, Cooper DeJean's a dog. He's just a straight dog. I think the Steelers need that more of that in their defense. They need dogs. I think Cooper DeJean and Joey Porter Jr. would be dogs together for the future. The Buccaneers, they're gonna keep Baker Mayfield, right? They're gonna keep Baker. I think let's go with the best defensive lineman available, and right now that is Leatu Latu. Obviously, injury risk. He might have had to medically retire. Everyone's heard about it. But when healthy, he is a top 15 pick in this class. Probably a top 10 prospect, but top 15 pick. You get him at 17 or 19. That's a really good pick for them. And you pair him up with Vita Vea, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, Levante David, Devin White. There's so many players on the defense that are just really good. And I think Leatu Latu, when healthy, is really, really good. Now the Seahawks. Obviously, they trade away Geno Smith. They're going to go Michael Penix Jr. That just makes way too much sense. You trade away Geno so you can draft Michael Penix, basically. And I wouldn't be shocked if that trade comes out when they're drafting. So if, let's say on draft night, the Falcons go Rome Odunze and they don't trade for Geno at pick 9, everyone's going to be freaking out. Be like, why would they not go quarterback? There's Bo Nix and there's Michael Penix on the board. And then once the Seahawks draft, they trade away Geno. And then everyone's like, oh. And then Michael Penix gets drafted. I would not be shocked if that's the situation that leads up. So for 11 picks, the Falcons will be getting blasted. And then at pick 20, it's like, oh no, this was a trade all along. But they waited to announce it so the Seahawks draft pick wouldn't get basically announced and someone else would draft Michael Penix before him. The Indianapolis Colts, you got to add more firepower to this offense. Usually it's Brock Bowers, because they're usually drafting a little higher. But they are, basically almost in the playoffs. You got Michael Pittman, got Alec Pierce, got Josh Downs. Grab yourself another outside receiver. Tez Walker is pretty solid. I believe he's an outsider. I'm trying to remember. Is Tez Walker an outside receiver? Troy Franklin is a slot, more of a slot guy. Ladd McConkey, what a name. I love Ladd McConkey as a name. I am gonna go Tez Walker though. You get Josh Downs back with Tez Walker, because I believe Tez Walker played last year with UNC. He might have been a transfer. I'm pretty sure he was there last year. Tez Walker. Stats. Sports Reference. There we go. Wasn't he with them last year? No, he is a transfer from Kent State. I thought he was a transfer. I thought he was. And then obviously Josh Downs went to UNC as well last year. I forgot Tez Walker was I for some reason in the back of my head I thought that. But I mean, the Colts have had pretty good luck drafting UNC receivers. Josh Downs has been really good for them this year in his rookie year. Grab Tez Walker to be more of an outside threat. If you can't re-sign Michael Pittman for whatever reason, you have Tez Walker, Alec Pierce, Tez Walker, and Josh Downs to man the slot. 4 really good wide receivers for Anthony Richardson. The Jacksonville Jaguars. It's got to be DB. I'm going Nate Wiggins. Not hard. Done. They are horrible at corner. Darius Williams is okay. Tyson Campbell is good, but they just need more help. They need more help. That's all it is. The Rams. They haven't traded this pick. Maybe quarterback makes sense, but I'm not going to go quarterback. I am going to go defense. Defense, I think, makes a lot of sense. They already grabbed Kobe Turner last year in the draft. I don't think they double dip at D tackle. Braylon Trice. I'm not the biggest fan of Braylon Trice. That's the only issue. Maybe they go offensive line. Maybe that makes sense. I'm trying to think. I think I am gonna go tackle. I think I might go tackle. I want to see what their depth chart looks like though. So let me go to their depth chart. Who's their right tackle right now? Is it still my guy from the Super Bowl? Not is it Joe Noteboom? Is that who it is? No, Joe Noteboom is a backup left tackle. Rob Havenstein. Yep, we're moving on. We're moving on from him. Amarius Mims, congratulations. You are basically the day one starter now at right tackle. Nothing against Rob Havenstein. He is 8 years into his career. Congratulations. Joe Noteboom, I am interested in keeping Joe Noteboom, but he is a backup now. Amarius Mims starts immediately at right tackle. The Buffalo Bills is wide receiver. I have not actually looked at much into Brian Thomas. I might be a casual on LSU football. I'm going to go Brian Thomas because you have Khalil Shakir who can man the slot, right? You also have Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis is a free agent. Brian Thomas tied for 7th in deep catch in 6. Yeah, I'm going to go Brian Thomas. He looks like he's a big body Gabe Davis. He's 6'4", 215, big body, and he's a deep threat. Cool. That's exactly what they need, a big body deep threat. The Chiefs, also wide receiver, is their biggest issue. Troy Franklin, I'm leaning towards. I love Troy Franklin. Emeka Egbuka, Emeka Egbuka. I don't know why I can't say his name all of a sudden. He makes sense though. I mean, you have Rashee Rice who can be that outside guy. You were hoping Kadarius Toney could be more of a slot guy, a gadget guy. Maybe I am gonna go Emeka. I think I'm gonna go Emeka. He's more of a slot guy, solid hands. You know, the Chiefs have had the most drops of any NFL team this year. Emeka could fix that. Be the slot guy to be that, hey, like I'm a reliable 8 to 12 yards every catch, and I've never dropped the ball. I like that pick for the Chiefs. Troy Franklin, I've been scheming. I've been mocking to the Chiefs for this entire draft process, basically. But I'm gonna stick with that. Corner and safety, Cam Kitchens. Yep, we're going Cam Kitchens. Oh no! Kamari Lassiter. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I forgot that Kamari Lassiter is still on the board. All right, we're gonna act like that's Kamari Lassiter. Sorry. That's my fault. That's on me. I legit was saying in my head if Kamari Lassiter is still here. I just didn't even think. Yeah, Kamari Lassiter is right there. Georgia Bulldog to the Eagles, and Kamari Lassiter is in a position of need because they need another corner. Come on, man. Come on. I'm an idiot. Now, the Lions. JT Tuamalalu. I might just go JT. Get more help for Aiden Hutchinson. But I think they're in the market to trade, man. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a trade. I think this could happen. I think they could trade Josh Allen. I've been saying it for a very long time. I think Josh Allen is on the trade block this offseason. He traded first. Wow. Really, they're not interested. Okay. I think they could trade for Josh Allen, and that would be a first-round pick. I think it could happen. I wouldn't be shocked if it happens this offseason. So Kamari Lassiter to the Eagles. My fault. I might actually just do this. Because, the Lions need another safety, and Cam Kitchens is a big, hard-hitting safety. They obviously last year, they got, oh my God, who's the safety from last year? Oh my God, why do I not remember names? Like when I'm sitting at home, no issue recalling names from NFL players. The minute I start recording, I can't remember a single name, not a single one. Brian Branch, thank you. But he's playing more nickel. You have Ifeatu Melifonwu, Kirby Joseph, and Tracy Walker. Tracy has been there since 2018, but he is officially the third safety. Maybe you want to grab Cam Kitchens to be another box safety linebacker kind of guy. Because Cam Kitchens hits hard, and Kamari Lassiter goes to the Eagles, fills in a position of need. I'm an idiot. Browns, now Texans. Where did the Texans go earlier? Oh no, they traded their pick, right? Yeah, guys, their pick went to the Cardinals. So the Texans, I think it's gotta be Leonard Taylor. Because they have Sheldon Rankins right now, and I believe they have David Onyemata. But I know it's Sheldon Rankins, Jerry Hughes are on that defensive line. Grabbing a Leonard Taylor to pair with Will Anderson for the future could be really intriguing. That could be really intriguing. Then the Dolphins. Am I going to keep going Jatavion Sanders? I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to keep going him. I like Jatavion Sanders. I really do. I'm going to go Jatavion Sanders. I mean, the Dolphins need another tight end who can be really solid with Yak and just is a solid blocker. It's exactly what Jatavion Sanders is. I wouldn't be shocked, again, if the Dolphins go more someone in the secondary. Xavier Howard has been in and out of the lineup all year. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey was hurt the first part of the year. But Javon Holland is pretty solid. Kadir Kahu is pretty solid, I believe his name is. Linebacker's okay. But, yeah, I'm going to go Jatavion Sanders, help finish out the offense. The Cowboys. Oh, what do the Cowboys need? I mean, do they just want to add to their depth? Could they go offensive line here? I mean, the Cowboys are kind of known for their offensive line. Obviously, Tyron Smith, Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotish. I mean, center makes sense, but they wouldn't reach for one, right? They wouldn't reach for one. I think Fuaga makes a lot of sense for them from Oregon State. 6'6", 334. Terrence Steele is a free agent this year. Let's go Fuaga because Terrence Steele is a free agent. Tyron Smith isn't getting younger. Maybe they can move Tyler Smith out to left tackle again if that's what they want to do. The 49ers corner, I'm going to go Ennis Rakestraw. That is a dope name. That is a very cool name. 1 touchdown allowed. He played all over the field though. I'm gonna go Rakestraw. He was all over the field. I like that. One thing I know about the 49ers is they like versatile players, and Rakestraw is a dope name too. They just need help in the secondary, right? So I guess he could have gone Terrion Arnold. He's not been bad this year, right? 5 interceptions, 6 foot, 196. But I like the idea of having a very versatile guy. Like, yes, Terrion Arnold has played some in the slot, some box as well. Ennis Rakestraw just wanted to get on the field. Like, he split almost dead center. So I'm going to go Ennis Rakestraw from Missouri. And then the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, the Baltimore Ravens. They could go wide receiver. That would make a lot of sense for them. They could go wide receiver. But I'm going to go Kalen King. Had a really bad year. I'll be honest with you guys. Kalen King had a bad year. But they need more help in the secondary. Marlon Humphrey can't do it himself. They let Marcus Peters walk this year. They have Jalen Armour-Davis, who is even playing. I swear to God, I have not seen Jalen Armour-Davis' jersey. I promise you. I watched a lot of Ravens games this year. I have never seen Jalen Armour-Davis' name out there. I'm so confused. Corner, Brandon Stevens, Ronald Darby. Marlon Humphrey, Rock Yassin. So where is Jalen Armour-Davis? Is he hurt? Oh, he's on IR. Okay, he's on IR. What was his stats this year? Let's see. Wow, he is not good. Nothing against him, man. Like, nothing against him. But I'm going to go Kalen King. He had a pretty bad 2023, but last year showed a lot of improvement from his first year. Wouldn't be shocked if he actually stays at Penn State, but if he does come out, I do think he's worth a first-round pick, and I think the Ravens could go Kalen King. But if you guys did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything that you would do differently. I didn't do a whole lot of trades. I only did, like, major ones I think could happen. But if you guys enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I post next. Wow, I said that way too fast. Hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I post next. I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.